Last week I built this amazing Adirondack chairs. So of course the next thing was to add a fire pit. I had a bunch of cinder blocks laying around, and they are also the cheapest way to build one. Of course I had to spice it up a bit and give it a modern look. Do you want one too? Follow me and lessons anfangen.
There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
After I gathered all the cinder blocks that I needed and a few more items from Home Depot, I started by laying out a rough form of the fire pit and started digging up the lawn about 2 inches deep. To make sure it's all level, I used a hand tamper and try to eyeball the levelness of the area. After I was satisfied with the preparation of the area, I added 2 bags of gravel base. I spread out the base to have an even layer, and then I used the hand taper again to get it compacted and level. Once it's compacted, I used my watering hose to moisten the area. Then I tampered one more time. Once I had the base prepared, I started by laying the cinder blocks into position. I went with a square pattern, so each level needed 10 cinder blocks. I went with 2 rows and made sure the second row staggers on the seams. This will give it more stability. Make sure all the blocks are level, otherwise the fire pit will, well, let's say, not look so good in the end. So take your time to make sure it's all in position. You can use your hand, feet, a mallet, anything that works to get them level. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, this one was not good. And here I finished the first row. I noticed I still had my watering hose next to me from earlier, so I had to take a quick little shower mist. Feels so good in 96 degrees and 100% humidity weather. But now back to laying bricks. The work does not do itself. To glue the top caps onto the fire pit in order to close the holes of the cinder blocks and give it a nice look, I'm using a special construction glue. I can't seem to be able to squeeze hard enough to get the glue out of the bottle. Something must be wrong with it. Then I noticed it's actually not me. The glue is dried out inside the tube, and the whole thing is trash now. There's no way I'm going back to the store now to get another one, so this project will have to do without. As you can tell, one of the top caps is a little uneven. I will fix it with my angle grinder later. That cinder block just needed a few millimeters shaved off on the corner. And now it fits perfectly. Now the fire pit's shape is ready, but there's no stability in it. If I were to sit on the edge, I might just move some of the stones, and of course I wouldn't want that. So let's add some stability and glue the whole thing together. You wonder how? I got just the answer. Remember, as I built a cinder block well house, for the outside I used a cement coat with fibers in it. This cement is actually made to dry set cinder block walls. Once applied, it gives the wall a similar stability as when you use the mortar in between the seams. Now this product is not fire rated, so I will only apply it on the outside. The material inside the bag looked a bit suspicious, like it was bad quality and too clumped up. After adding the water and mixing through, the clumps did not loosen. Now again, I'm not gonna go back to the store to get another bag. Instead I used my cement trowel and a cinder block to apply pressure to the clumps in hopes to get them to break apart. This whole procedure took me hours. Made me really upset about the bad quality of the product. But I did like the outcome on the well house, so I wanted to replicate that. Before applying the product, make sure you moisten the area you are applying it to, otherwise it won't stick. Halfway through, I really contemplated on my choices here. And then, all of a sudden, I hear a strange noise, like a car is off-roading on my front lawn. Yeah, don't even ask. I went to the front, and there was an Amazon truck stuck in my front lawn. I don't even know what the hell the truck was doing, like 50 feet from my driveway into my lawn. Where was he going? Anyways, apparently he needed to get a tow truck to get him out of it, and my lawn was destroyed. I think it's just not my day. And then it was back to more squeezing of the cement in an attempt to get an even finish. Hardest job ever. So frustrating. To try to smoothen out the surface as much as possible, I moistened the cement and used the trowel with light pressure. Holy smokes, I did it! What an achievement! I have to say I've done better, but that's as good as I could get it. Now while this is drying, I added a bag of leveling sand to the inside. This sand will come in handy in a minute. So we got the cinder blocks for the structure, the fibrous cement on the outside for the stability. Now we have to make the fire pit withstand the heat of the fire. You can just use the fire pit just like that, however, do not expect to have it last longer than a season. The blocks will crumble and you will have to start replacing them. So I looked into the purchase of fire bricks to line the inside of the fire pit, and then I calculated how many I will need in the total price, and hell no, I'm not paying that. Then I looked into metal. They have really nice metal liners on Amazon that are not too expensive, but I didn't want metal. So I read into using clay bricks. I remember having an old pizza oven that was built with clay bricks. They can withstand high degrees of heat, so I decided on them. And just in case the clay bricks do not do their intended job, I decided against permanently attaching them, so I used the leveling sand to make them hold their position inside the fire pit. When all goes well, I will get a heat-resistant mortar and attach them permanently. And we are fertig! Wow, what a project! So much stuff happened, but we still got it done, right? And that's all that matters. Now I'm super happy and I just can't wait to make my first fire and enjoy it while sitting in my chairs. Like always, thank you so much for watching and for all the support. If you can, please join my Patreon for more videos and pictures. This helps me create more content on my YouTube channel. See you next Friday. Tschüss!